And welcome back to the... Hello, and welcome to Madness in the Method, the podcast where we talk about Nicolas Cage, nothing but Nicolas Cage, and only Nicolas Cage. Yes, especially today. And with me, my name is Tobias, and with me is my friend and trusty co-host, Christopher.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Yes, we are talking about, surprise, surprise, we're talking about Nicolas Cage today. And more specifically, the 1994 drama comedy Guarding Tess.
Yeah.
Yeah, starring, of course, Nicolas Cage, but also, what's her name? Shirley MacLaine.
Yeah.
Yes. And some other people, but it's really just those two.
Yeah.
And it's a story about a Secret Service agent who gets the unenviable task, or has the unenviable task, to guard a former U.S. First Lady, and all the hilarious adventures they go on.
So, had you seen this movie before?
No, I had not.
Had you heard of the movie before?
Not before we did this.
Okay.
Started prepping for this. It was one of the movies I managed to find on physical media and buy. And spoilers, not greatly, but I do regret it. Now having seen the movie.
So I have heard of this movie before.
Okay.
Don't know exactly in which way. Well, now I know. I didn't know before. But now, when I actually started watching the movie, I realized I have actually started watching this movie before.
No!
I have not finished it before, but I have started watching it before. So there was, like, flashbacks were coming. I've seen this thing too. And this. I think specifically the scene in the opera house.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I know this. I've seen this. So yeah, apparently I've seen it before. But I don't think I've seen it to the end before.
Sure.
Because it's probably one of those movies that's just been on TV when you're just browsing, and then you it's Nicolas Cage, and then you watch for like 30 minutes, and then fuck it, and then you go to the next thing. Probably something like that, I'd say.
Yes, this feels. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels very much like a movie that would be on TV for some reason. I'm not sure why, but it feels like not a TV movie, but a movie that TV channels buy to show on TV.
Definitely. It's very inoffensive.
Yes.
Almost aggravatingly inoffensive.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. No, I can't think anymore. Because it's kind of funny because of the trailer that was on the DVD that I bought was for this movie called Mrs. Damn it! It's the Ricky Lake movie where she's pregnant and she is confused with a rich lady, and they think that she's their new what's it called, in-law or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't.
Did you just see this movie? Did it fry your brain? What's going on?
I don't know, man. This movie threw me for a loop because I was like, it was so boring. By the way, the movie I was talking about was called Mrs. Winterbourne, starring Ricky Lake, and it was another movie that I saw on TV. I was like, and it was so funny because this felt so much like a movie you saw on TV. Whatever. Long story for another great payoff. So whatever.
It is one of those movies. I guess it's made for the audience of parents who just got home from work on a Friday night and just need to sit in the sofa and just watch anything that doesn't need thinking.
Yeah, it's a hangout movie for people who don't watch movies.
Yeah, it's just it has a few laughs. I mean,
sure.
I did laugh a few times. It has some funny moments, and
it's not terrible.
Yeah, and it's sort of wholesome. But I think that's a thing that I thought I had in my head when I'm watching this movie. This is one of those movies. It won't be on any list at all.
No,
there's no list where you would put this movie. It's not a great movie. It's not a bad movie. It's not Nicolas Cage does any performance movie. It's nothing movie.
Yes, it's horribly middling.
Yeah. And as we talked about a lot before, that's almost the worst thing a movie can be.
Yes. And this might be, because I'm looking at our scoreboard, and we do have, or at least I have, a couple of 5s. Well, no, really only one 5. Yeah, The Boy in Blue. But some 4s and 6s. And yeah, those were kind of like, whatever movies. But this is just... It's the most super meh movie of all time. And there's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
Kind of telling also is that it feels like it starts in the middle of the movie. We get no introduction to the situation of this character, Doug Chesnick, played by Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one thing. It's in the middle of the movie that I realized a big plot point, which is sort of a plot hole, I'd say.
Yeah.
And that is that he's been working with her for like forever, since she was in the White House.
Yeah, he's when the movie starts, he's on the last day of a 3-year rotation or whatever.
But it doesn't feel like he was ever in the White House, or that they were there, or that they had a close relationship, or that he had a relationship with her husband, or anything. It feels like it. So what I thought the movie was about is like she hasn't been in the White House for like 5-10 years. And he was just set there 3 years ago, and it was miserable, and now he's out. But no, he's been with her since she was a big deal.
Yeah, since she was in the White House.
Yeah, and I think that's a big thing that we don't even realize until the middle of the movie.
Yeah, but we don't really get a clear picture of what happened before the movie until she watches the old tapes. At some point, she watches the old tapes because we find out, once again, sort of in the middle of the movie, find out that she is widowed. She is the wife of the president, a president who died during his seat as the president, whatever you call it. Yeah, she became a former. I don't know how they deal with when a president dies during his presidency, but whatever. So
and that's the thing that I think it's a blink and you miss it thing, but it creates this huge weight on the relationships, because I think, well, from what I gathered, that it was the president that is now. That he wasn't elected.
No, he was the vice president.
Yes, he was the vice president.
Because that's what happened when Nixon stepped down and when some other president died. Kennedy, the vice president takes over until they have a new election.
That really creates a whole different point of view, especially when the president calls him.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like we get why the president is so invested in this person, because without her, literally he wouldn't be in the presidency.
Yeah.
A lot of those things that it just sweeps by, blink and you miss it.
Yeah, they just want to get past that so they can get to what's supposed to be the relationship between Tess and Doug, and it's just that's duh.
Because I think it's supposed to be a relationship that started out good, but then soured after Preston's death, and then they need to re-find each other, sort of. But until like the middle of the movie, you think, she's always been horrible to him. They never had a good thing going.
That she's the infamous, oh no, I got the bitch detail. She's this horrible job that you got to watch out for when you're a Secret Service agent. But that's not it. It turns out. But that's how they portrayed in the beginning.
Yeah, and that should have been like the start of the movie. The movie should have started with the funeral of the president.
Yeah, but the problem is then they couldn't play up the fact that she's a horrible person Because then it would have been super sad, and we would have sympathized with her, which that would have ruined the earlier quote unquote jokes where she's just mean to Nicolas Cage character.
I guess
so. It's a fundamental flaw in the screenplay that you can't really reveal that she actually has a heart until the middle, but at that point it's kind of too late.
Yeah, she was mostly just annoying throughout the movie.
Yes.
I did not. Yeah, she was fun at times. She was funny, but I didn't care for her, and I didn't think that she was in the right, like, ever.
No. She went out of her way to be a nuisance for the Secret Service agents.
Yeah. So I think that's a big, as you said, fundamental flaw in the movie and borderline plot hole. Mm-hmm. The relationship.
Yeah.
What it is. And that's what the movie is supposed to be about.
Yeah, because it's, what is it, like 90 minutes, 100 minutes or something. Yeah, 96 minutes. And we don't have them reconciling their relationship or whatever, their friendship, until like 45 minutes in. So halfway through the movie. And then we only have maybe, 5-10 minutes of them actually being friends? Before the real plot or whatever, the third act kicks in.
Yeah, which was also from, like, why was that even in here?
Yeah, because, they gotta have a call to action where he actually shows that he cares,
Yeah.
Problem is them disagreeing and being angry at each other, that should have been like a zany 20 minutes in the beginning. Then the second act should have been them agreeing on things and making changes and being happy and being friends, so that we actually care when she then, for the third act, spoilers I suppose, gets kidnapped, and he actually goes way beyond the Call of Duty to find her. Now we only have those 10 minutes where they actually are friends, barely 10 minutes before the kidnapping, and then it's just like, why does he care so much all of a sudden, it feels like?
Yeah, it seems... Just when that plot point at the end just kicked off, it just felt like... It felt like a 1 hour build-up for the actual movie. It's like the first hour of the movie, or 1 hour and 10 minutes of the movie, that should have been the first 20 minutes.
Yes.
And it's just,
and we should have had an earlier attempt on her life, or someone, a crazy fan or whatever, that would be where she kind of changes her mind about him. And that's formulaic. It's been done before, but it works. And this movie doesn't have to break new ground,
No, exactly. As we
they could have done with that.
This movie isn't here for breaking new grounds, even as is. No one on this set is trying to create a masterpiece.
Exactly.
So why break a working formula in that case? Just for no reason.
Yeah. Do you know what movie did this plot much better? And it came out, I guess this movie's probably based on that. The Bodyguard. Have you seen The Bodyguard with Kevin Costner?
I haven't seen it, but I know
Houston?
of it.
Yeah.
It looks such a 90s, 80s romantic drama that I just can't even try.
It's very 90s.
Yeah.
But it follows almost the exact same formula. He gets a horrible, job that he doesn't want because he doesn't care about, the famous Hollywood people. He just cares about the job. But about 20 minutes, because that's a 2-hour movie, so 30 minutes into the movie, he warms up and they form a relationship after an attempt on her life. And then, they're friends for a while. They even start maybe even having more than a friendship. And then, the crazy plot kicks in and we're invested in their relationship. It's not a great movie, but the formula works perfectly in that movie. And that's what this should have been.
Definitely. It's just... Yeah, I don't know. Again, there's so little to say except just pointing out things that isn't bad but could be better.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and they don't even do anything fun with it. Like have her going, you know, she like forces her driver to drive away without the guards a couple of times, and that's like, oh no, she crazy, and they have to run after her. But they should have done more with that. Just should have gone for the big zany laughs instead. Like have her, I don't know, go on a bender. She disappears, and they find her like riding a mechanical bull, or something. But they don't do that. It's just her sitting in a car, her sitting in the bed, her being mean, him being an asshole, and it's always, since it takes place in wherever middle of America, it's always like overcast. It's always looks like it's super cold because it takes place in March. It is so boring.
Yeah, because that's literally what's going on every time. She's like, I need to do one thing, and then she goes away, and everyone goes, no, don't do the thing, and then she comes home and says, well, I did the thing.
Yeah.
And we never see the thing.
No.
She just goes off, and I would need to be alone for an hour. What did you do for an hour? What happened? Did you drive around?
Did you do anything? No.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. I guess the actors are fine.
Yeah, no one's bad.
Yeah. We did get a little bit of Rage Cage.
There was a little bit, yeah.
When he shot that guy in the foot.
Oh, yeah. He goes berserk on the the chauffeur, the driver. When the former first lady, Tess, is kidnapped.
I was 100% certain that was like a good cop, bad cop scene. That it was a setup.
They were playing up, but then no, he actually shoots him in the foot.
All right. Yeah, but this is again as the whichever movie that was, the one you said Tom Hanks movie. Which was that?
Honeymoon in Vegas.
Yeah, Honeymoon in Vegas. This is another one of those. I think, but even more in this one, I think Nicolas Cage is wasted in this role.
Yeah.
They should have chosen a more stoic, I'd say,
well,
I guess handsome guy.
Yeah, no, I see what you mean. Yeah.
So more like Kevin Costner.
Yes, I was just gonna say Kevin Costner because we talked about the Bodyguard.
So
he's perfect for that role.
Or like I don't know how old he was, but Denzel Washington would also work.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's another one who did this formula great in Man on Fire, with more action, of course. But I mean, it's the same formula. Unwilling bodyguard who forms a relationship with his protege or protectee or whatever.
But I think any of those, because I think Nicolas Cage is a little too animated.
Yeah,
and he's not that. I mean, he's a good actor, but he isn't very good at these the micro acting.
No,
and I think this movie needed that to see this guy, which I think Denzel Washington is great at. Just changing small, just a few muscles in the face, and you get a whole range of emotions. And I think that could have been more interesting in this movie.
Yeah, or even if maybe like Denzel Washington or Kevin Costner even would be like too high profile. Maybe someone like Dennis Quaid could have done a good job with this role.
Maybe. I'm gonna need to check who is that. I know who it is. All right, but is he that good of an actor?
I don't know. Yeah, he's fine. I'm just saying,
because again, I want to push more for the micro acting and the stoic acting and then they could be more effectful when he starts screaming at the end of the movie. If you haven't seen him done that again,
sure,
before.
That's
just
sure,
like Man on Fire when he does his best to be the stoic, non-feeling guy, but then when shit hits the fan, he's all in. I think
true.
something like that this would benefit this movie. I think Shirley was great. She did a great job for
she was good. Yeah,
the character. I really great job. Just that the character didn't have that much to play around with because it was mostly just lying in bed or sitting in a car.
Yeah.
But she did the best she could with it, and I think that was good.
It's kind of funny because I haven't seen her in a lot of movies, but the one role of hers that stick out to me is a movie from 2011 called Bernie with Jack Black and Matthew McConaughey.
All right, that one, yeah.
Yeah, where she also plays the worst fucking person. Here, at least, she's redeemable, and she is at her core a nice person. But it's kind of funny that the two roles that I'm now gonna think of when I think of Shirley MacLaine is where she just plays a fucking bitch. That's a good movie, by the way, if you want a non-Nicolas Cage recommendation. Yeah. Bernie, pretty damn good movie. Yeah.
Also, I think the end, when they just, this kidnapping plot, I didn't really understand the
motivation?
No, the other Secret Service agents. They were so hostile and so
the
weird.
The Washington people who came out to the sticks to help them.
Yeah. It was such a weird choice. I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, they definitely overdid it. But I mean, it was supposed to it was supposed to make him feel bad. I mean, from a screenplay perspective.
Yeah, but it was so ham-fisted to have this guy go up to Nicolas Cage's face and be like, "You disgust me."
Literally saying, "You disgust me."
It just rubbed me the wrong way because it felt weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
It felt sort of like, I don't know, they changed writer or something mid-scene.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing with that third act. It feels so different from the first two acts. Turns into this mystery, almost thriller movie, because he's angry, he's shooting people, he's roughing people up.
Yeah,
it was weird, but at least that was exciting.
True, but
last half hour something happened at least.
But it was too much because it was
sure.
You could see they put so much budget just for that one taking down the kidnapper scene.
Oh yeah, when the SWAT team came in.
SWAT team and helicopters, and it was, I don't know. And then these weird offhand comments, "Oh, they buried her so deep, they were gonna kill her, you were gonna leave her here."
Yeah.
What the what?
Well, yeah, what was the point of that? Yeah. It didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, when they make movies like this, what are they aiming for? Who are their target audience? Because we said people who come home after a hard day's work. Maybe it's Friday maybe not Friday, but like a Thursday, and they just want to sit down and watch something on TV. But I don't think people set out to make movies for that kind of audience. Did they think they were making a great drama or?
I don't know. I have to believe that they set out to make a mediocre movie.
Yeah, and it's
just the only way I can see how this movie is made. I mean, I'm thinking this could be one of those movies where they think, yeah, it's gonna cost 10 million, so we're gonna make 15, so we're fine. It's one of those.
I guess
where it's just not a money grab, but just we get a little bit. I'm trying to check the. How much it cost?
It must have been 20 million, maybe.
Maybe. So, okay, here. The budget was 20 million.
Mm-hmm.
And they grossed worldwide 27 million.
Oh, I found 20 million. I found 31 million. Maybe that was worldwide or something. Oh yeah, 27 million United States, but only 3.8 million internationally. Yeah, because Who the hell would want to go watch this?
Yeah.
Like, how do you sell a movie like this? Oh, I know how they sold it. They sold it as a zany comedy, because that's the trailer. Him being angry because she's being annoying. But that's just a small part of the movie.
Yeah. Another thing, which is a big part of the movie, which I don't know if that's just a cultural thing, but I could not understand why he did not quit for the first 30 minutes. Because I don't know if for me
they talked about that.
Yeah, no, the only thing they say is, oh, there's no work out there. That's literally everything they say about
private security companies, they want you to perform. You got to be able to bench press 9,000 pounds.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's before they have that discussion.
Yeah,
when he's more or less, he's just, I'm out of this, I'm done, and he goes, I'm gonna play by the book, I'm gonna do this, and then they go golf course.
Yeah,
and then after that, the president calls and just, I want you to be just sell away all your integrity and do what this old lady says, and your job description is not important. Do that for me.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, why? Why wouldn't you just say, wouldn't it be more interesting, or wouldn't it be a better badge of honor to say, well, you know what, Mr. President, no.
That's the thing, though. They do portray him as maybe not a super patriot, but he's very proud of being a Secret Service agent. Like that seems to be his entire life, to actually protect the most important, world leader, the president. Yeah. It's just that he had to do these 3 years out here in wherever they are, Iowa or Idaho or whatever. And then when his 3-year duty out there is done, he can actually go on to work in Washington where he wants to work. He doesn't want to be anything else than a Secret Service agent, because he sees it as like the highest calling, for him at least.
Yeah, and
it's just that he has to do this shit first.
But
so if he gives up, he's never going to work in Washington.
Yeah, and I can't see that. He's done his 3 years. So if I understand correct, he worked 1, maybe 2 years in the White House, and
something like that, yeah.
And then the president died, and now he's out here, and he feels in his contract is 3 years. So he's okay. I'm gonna do the last of this contract, and then I can go back to Washington where I belong. Yeah, I get that. But then when he is more or less told, no, you have to do 3 more years.
Yeah.
It's not a weekend, a year, a month. It's no 3 more years. In what world would you not quit at that point? And again, it could be a cultural thing, because we're not that patriotic, and we don't have that kind of respect for the country leaders in Sweden.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a thing, but I couldn't understand. I thought it was infuriating, because I couldn't understand. And this part is written in a way where he never talks about what he wants and his feelings. Really,
yeah.
He screams and says, "I don't want to do this," but he doesn't say anything more. Why do you stay?
No, they don't.
What is your background? How did this happen? Are you a psychopath? I don't know. They never
flesh him out. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and then I just get furious and says, "Why? Why are you even here? And why should I care?"
Yeah. Well, I did understand why it felt like they were pushing it to the extreme, but I did understand why he stayed, because I could understand that level of loyalty, especially as a Secret Service agent. So I got that, but yeah, 3 more years, that's harsh.
Yeah, because that's at least 4 years of your life.
Yeah.
For then to be able to work the job you want.
But I mean, then he does technically quit.
Yeah, and then he literally in a heartbeat gets back because the president says...
Yeah, because the president says it, and he has respect. He has the utmost respect for the president.
And I don't get that. If his own complete identity is be a Secret Serviceman, and he gets enough and quits that, why would the president get him back? It's...
Because he quits because of her, not because of the president. When the president says it, you do it. That's the whole thing. And yeah, some people might have a problem with that level of loyalty to someone who isn't like your family. But I get it. And for a movie, I get it even more. So even though it was infuriating, I got it. And it also, you know, I mean, they had to do it for the movie. So.
Yeah, but yeah, of course, you have suspension.
Ultimately, he had to stay because of the movie.
Yeah, the whole thing, or otherwise there wouldn't be a movie. But,
yeah,
but
that's not a good reason, but it is a reason.
It's a problem when you need to ask that question or have that answer.
Sure.
That's bad.
Yeah, but what can you do?
Don't watch Guarding Tess. That's what you could do.
Yeah.
And also, don't buy it on physical media.
No.
Unless you have already done that.
Yes. I mean, I paid like $10 for it, I think. If even. But yeah, it wasn't worth it.
So, how many times are you going to watch this again?
I am never going to watch it again. I'm like maybe no, I'm never going to watch it again. I'd rather watch a bad movie than this.
Yeah, definitely.
But hey, the voice of the president was provided by the film's writer and director, Hugh Wilson.
Ooh.
That's
Hugh Wilson. I checked out him. He's done good
stuff. Yeah.
Police Academy, yeah. Blast from the Past.
Then a lot of TV in the 80s and 90s, but he also did Down Periscope, or at least no, he wrote Down Periscope. So yeah,
he written more.
Yeah. Yeah, that it just permeates the entire production. The director hasn't done a lot of good stuff. He's done a lot of fine stuff, a lot of TV. Same thing with the other writer, whatever his name was, something Kovalik.
PJ Toroclay.
Yeah.
Toroclay.
Barely written anything. This is like his biggest thing he's written.
Well, he did write Caddyshack 2. So.
Oh, sure. Caddyshack 2. I guess, yeah, they did get some... I mean, they did get Shirley MacLaine as a big name. But that's about it. It is just through and through a middle-of-the-road movie. It's what we in Sweden call mellanmjölk.
Yeah. Definitely, it's
like 2% milk is that's the joke. It's
so I'm gonna go out and say just score wise. I'm skipping ahead a little bit here.
Sure.
So score wise, this is a 105 out of 5.
Yes.
This
completely
is
down the middle. 5 out of 5 out of 5.
It's
I can't speak.
Exactly in the middle of the 5. It's not a strong 5. It's not a weak 5. It's a 5.
It's a 5.
5. So yeah, you too. You're agreeing.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah, because I mean, for like The Boy in Blue, that was like for you. I think that was a weak 5, and it was a strong 4 for me.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
and it's also in the middle, but at least
we
had something.
We got some more Nicolas Cage out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some fun stunts with water. We had something. Here was just people standing around.
And I said that before we started recording, but when I watched this movie, then that's when I remember how boring Nicolas Cage can be.
Oh yeah, when his heart's not in it.
Yeah, I sort of forgotten it because we've seen a lot of movies where they're not all good, but he's at least there and doing stuff, and this one, it feels, I wouldn't say phoned in, but it has the feeling of he's doing it for the paycheck.
I mean, there are a couple of scenes he does phone in. Huh?
Nah.
Because he's so... Oh, whatever.
But I mean, he doesn't do like a bad job.
No.
But he does a job. He doesn't do acting. He does a job. He goes in, does his lines, gets the emotions that the director says, more emotion. Okay, is this good enough emotion? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna do that emotion. And just keeps going throughout the entire movie like that.
This was a paycheck.
Yeah, it was
through and through.
100%.
Yeah.
And I mean, cause if you look at sort of like Firebirds, which we bring up,
I was going to mention this is borderline Firebirds when it came to his involvement.
Yeah, but I'm going to say in Firebirds, in that one, you feel that his heart isn't in it.
Oh, and sure, yeah.
You feel that he is bored. In this one, you don't feel that, but you don't feel anything.
Sure, yeah.
You feel no emotion. So it's technically better acting than in Firebirds, but it's less interesting performance.
Yes.
Because at least in Firebirds, you could laugh that he was just see how bored he is out of his mind.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, that he is a helicopter fighter pilot in that one. This one, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Where is what does he keep saying? A very special agent? No, what does it say?
Oh, he's an SAIC, special agent in, whatever, I don't remember.
Isn't it like Special Secret Service? I don't know.
Yeah, they make a whole thing about it. First he's a special agent who works for a secret service, and then he's a special secret agent. Something like that. Yeah, ha. Banter, way.
And I gotta say, so next week, we're gonna do It Could Happen to You.
Mm.
And I have a strong feeling that it's gonna be the same kind of performance as that movie. Because it's the same kind of movie. I've seen it a while back, so I don't really remember it, but I remember the feeling of the movie, that it's the same feeling as this one.
I have fonder memories of It Could Happen to You, because that's one of those movies I have seen several times when I was younger. It's been a long while since I saw it. But I remember that one as much more fun than this. But I could be wrong. But that's just what I remember.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong, because I don't think I want one more of this.
No.
Of this kind of movie.
No. I mean, we're gonna get some later on in this podcast. You know, there's gonna be a lot of paychecks being signed for him.
Yep. But at least we're gonna go up before we go down.
Yes. But I just wanted to look a little bit at some of the reviews before we wrap this up, because I'm guessing we're kind of done since we've scored it and.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I don't really have that much to say about it.
No, I mean it's the most, like I said, the most meh movie of all time. But and that's even reflected in some of the reviews here, because it got a 46 out of 100 on Metascore or Metacritic, so smack dab in the middle. Yeah. It did get some good reviews from Roger Ebert. I think it was him at the time for Chicago Sun-Times. TV Guide. With an uncredited staff writing the reviews. I don't know how much you can believe that one, but for the most part, it's in the middle. The worst it got was from the New Yorker. It's a dull, pokey picture which provides an unwelcome showcase for McClane's increasingly insufferable, cute Gorgonstick, whatever that means, and no showcase at all for Cage's tremendous comic talents. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And then, some middling stuff. But even the highest praise it got was from Chicago Sun-Times at the time. Got an 88 out of 100. And even that glowing review just says, McClane and Cage are really very good here. That's it. That's the line from the review.
But did you know it was nominated for a Golden Globe?
I know. Shirley MacLaine, right?
Yeah, for Best Performance by Actress. Comedy or musical. So.
And I don't know, man. That feels like one of those. Well, it's Shirley MacLaine. We got to give her a nomination, right?
Yeah, it feels like the one, the Leonardo DiCaprio award.
Yeah.
Yeah. This movie wasn't that good, but I mean, he needs one at this point. He does so much good.
Yes. It's why what's her name? She gets nominated every year, and not that she's bad, but she just gets nominated. It is praxis at this point. I don't remember her name, whatever her name is. We all know who it is. It's the annoying one.
The annoying one, really?
She has become Meryl Streep. She has become very annoying with the years.
Okay.
Either way, she always gets nominated, even if she doesn't deserve it, because it's just it's like here in Sweden. We have something called Guldbollen. It's a sports award. And every year we give it to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, the soccer player.
Obviously.
It's because it's Zlatan. We have other nominations, but we give it to him because it's, that's what you do. And that's literally what this is. It's Shirley MacLaine just got a nomination because it's Shirley MacLaine, She's not going to win, but we'll give her the nomination. Anyway,
so there was two short episodes in a row, sort of, for total opposite reasons.
Yeah, the last one was because it's so good. We didn't want to spoil it too much. We want you to watch the movie, and this one because there is nothing to say about it.
So we can't say anything about this one. The last one we wouldn't say anything about.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so, but I guess that's it. So it's his second movie, 1994. Yep. This is the year so far. And next week is his third movie, It Could Happen to You.
Yes.
Which is based on a true story, if I remember correctly.
Yes, sort of. I think we talked about it on air, off air, I don't remember.
Yeah, but we'll take that next week.
Yeah. It Could Happen to You, yeah. Right. Rosie Perez and Bridget Fonda. Yeah. No, I remember that one fondly. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week. But until then, thank you so much for listening. Wherever you're listening to this, we're available on all major podcast platforms, including YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts, whatever. But if you want all these episodes in advance, at least a few weeks in advance, and you want a bunch of other perks, you should check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. You'll get commentary tracks, you get exclusive episodes of my other podcast, the spoilerCast, you get early access to videos, you even get some exclusive videos, and all that for $3 a month. So please check us out there, support us. Other than that, just, follow whatever you do on podcast places, give 5 stars, hearts, and subscribes and everything. And so till next week, watch It Could Happen to You. It's on Netflix, at least here in Europe. So you can follow along in our conversation. But thank you for listening, and bye.
Bye.
Madness in the Method is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is hosted by Tobias Vedén and Christopher Billén. Editing and directing by Tobias Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén. A huge thank you to all our Patreons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Rasmus Jonsson, Lara Kinney, Mom, and